I've been a huge fan of Spider-Man for a long time. Ever since I was a kid watching the mid-90s Spider-Man TV show, I loved it. And I got a few comic books right here. Spider-Gwen, Maximum Carnage. I only fell in love more with the character once I started watching the Sam Raimi trilogy as it released. The first one, absolute classic. You know, it's what started putting comic book movies on the map to be taken more seriously. The second movie, an absolute classic, not only as a Spider-Man movie, but among comic book movies. The third one, I enjoyed it. It was just fine the way it was. A really good meme movie, if you will. The Mark Webb movies, I enjoyed the first one. First one was just fine. It was trying to break out, shake things up, do a little different. The second one, John Watts' movies, I really enjoy. Tom Holland, I think, is perfect as a really good young Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think he does a very excellent job. I really enjoy the first one. It was a good entry. I think they relied maybe a little bit too much on Iron Man, but I understand why he was in there. I think it was still a good decision to have him in there. Obviously, the second one blew everyone away. Absolutely amazing. And then Spider-Man No Way Home is pretty much why I'm making this video, because I am very excited for it, and it looks like it will be a lot of fun, but I have concerns of too many characters in one movie. It's pretty much all but confirmed that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in the movie. So they're going to have to take time to have those characters brought back to us. I mean, we already know where they were at the end of their movies, but where have they been maybe since time has passed? Because, I mean, while the actors have gotten older, they probably have gotten older within their respective universes. So what's happened within that time? That's going to have time needed to explain that, as well as having the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, Lizard Man, and most likely Mysterio, because that's 6 villains. That's definitely going to be a Sinister Six scenario going on, and Mysterio has always been like a huge part of the Sinister Six. So I have a strong feeling he's still going to be in there. Plus, it would be weird if they had all these other villains from the different Spider-Man movies, but they didn't have at least one from the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movies, as well as dealing with Aunt May and MJ and Doctor Strange. That's a total of 9 characters, plus Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. That's a lot of characters that you're having on screen for a short amount of time. There's no way this movie's going to be 3 hours. If it is, I mean, I'm not going to be exactly surprised, but I have my doubts that the movie will be 3 hours long. I just don't see them constantly making these 3-hour-long cinematic operas of comic book movies. They're just not going to do that. People don't have the constant patience to sit down and watch a movie that long all the time. So it's probably going to be within the parameters of a 2.5 to maybe 2 hour and 45-minute movie. I have reservations on whether or not the characters will feel fleshed out, and when the punches come for whatever happens in the movie, will it land? Will the villains feel shallow because they're not given enough time? Whereas, you know, in all the other movies, as far as Spider-Man 1 and 2, you had enough time to give these villains time to when they were doing villainous things, it gave them heart. You know, it had weight to what they were doing. Even in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, you know, there was still some weight to that villain. And then you go to Spider-Man 3, there was 3 villains in that, and that was too much. And it kind of made the film suffer for that. As well as Amazing Spider-Man 2, which we all know how that turned out. So I'm not saying the movie's going to be bad, but I just think everyone is getting too excited for the nostalgia for the movie. But yeah, I don't know.